Disney Channel movie. Let's watch a Disney Channel movie.
As two tall boys, we can reckon with the fear of losing the one thing that's most important to us. Our height.
Of course.
And our ability to play basketball.
That's also a plus.
Yeah, that's true. In Luck of the Irish, this fear becomes reality. When a world-renowned high school basketball player becomes short and a leprechaun, and at worst, Irish. We're gonna be looking at Luck of the Irish today, guys. Famous Disney Channel movie from 2000 whatever. Luck of the Irish is not only just about basketball, but it's also about your heritage. Your heritage, a lassie.
Your culture.
The movie starts off with a huge auditorium with a bunch of people in the auditorium talking about their different cultures that they like. And you know, there was a Native American man who was doing his traditional dancing, and then Kyle gets brought in and he's just super small and he's like terrified of being in front of this audience, and then he wakes up from a dream.
Oh my god, it seems that I was in a dream.
So what we can detest so far was that, again, being short is the most terrifying thing that can happen to a white tall guy who's really good at basketball. So basically, after that, he goes up to his dad and he's like, "Hey Dad, do we have any family heritage?" And he's like,
"We're from right here, son."
it's like he just asked his dad, like,
Yeah.
do you and Mom, I heard you guys have sex last night. He's like, "I don't know what that is."
What sex? What?
What? No! I wasn't pounding the shit out of your Irish mom. Pounding the gold coins out of her fucking... We see Kyle back in school, and we see him do it's like a montage of him being really good at basketball. There's a point where he dives out to get the ball out, sort of like Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman used to dive.
Yeah,
but then he dives, hits the ball, and it goes into the rim. That's the thing. This is the part that I don't understand. He's supposed to be like the most luckiest guy ever, right? Why the fuck are they losing almost? They're 55-56. You have the Luck of the Irish. This should be a clean sweep.
Yeah, look, the continuity of the luck in this movie is not right. And I'm going to go into it later because I do have some gripes about...
Yeah. Is he lucky or is he just kind of lucky?
I think it's kind of the latter, right? So, like, he's very lucky when it comes to certain things, but it's kind of where, like, I'm kind of lucky.
So he's just a normal guy. He's not some fucking, mythical leprechaun that has this family luck. He's fucking Irish. That's it, dude. Kyle then is at dinner with his family that night, and his family's cooking him, like, this, like, healthy, gross stuff, and Kyle's like, "Yeah, we actually all come from somewhere. Where do we come from?" And he's, like, pressing them about it, and they're acting mad scared and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he's like, his dad obviously says the most yikes thing of all time.
Just because some people are obsessed with where their ancestors came from doesn't mean you have to be too.
Mom, I'm not obsessed.
Being an individual is what America's all about, Kyle. Doesn't matter where you're from. You can be anything you want to be.
So this scene in particular of the dinner scene, this scene feels like it was cut straight out of a horror movie.
Bro, the way it's filmed, it's like it's like Get Out.
It's like pressed into like, what do you mean? There's nothing wrong.
And they're like leaning in.
Yeah. And I'm just like, what the fuck is the vibe of this movie right now?
Is the family gonna kill Kyle?
That's what I
sacrifice
thought.
him?
I was like, yo, there has to be like some murder.
Such a good twist.
Yeah.
But he's lucky. Every single time the blade goes, pew, 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 pew. It like bends.
I can't kill him.
It just bends. It goes, pew, pew, pew. He ends up going to this Irish amusement park because he sees a ad with his friend Russell on the bus stop.
That bench is so far from your line of sight, along with the fucking paper. And you're telling me he spotted the logo from miles away, like not miles away, but like 5 feet away. And he was like, "That's Irish? That's my logo."
So he ends up going to the amusement park, and out of fucking nowhere, this old guy comes up to him and is like, "You look a lot taller." And then he's like, "What?"
You look tall.
He's like, "Wow, did you start shrinking yet?" And he's like, "What? Okay, what the fuck is going on right now?"
Who the fuck are you? I was gonna say, so this fucking book, what type of title is this? What to everything you ever wanted to know about being Irish but were afraid to ask?
So much text. Unbelievable amount of text on this.
You know what it feels like? I don't know if you've seen that guy that does like those fake ass books. Like he has like one.
Oh, yeah. And it's how to give anal sex, and he's like,
yeah. So I came up with my own book title. I have a really good one. So it's Top 10 Reasons Why Pearl Harbor Was the Fault of Gen Z. I thought that was a really
reading it on the subway. Everything you ever wanted to know about being a necrophiliac, but we're too afraid to ask.
That's a better book title.
Where's the train go? Grand Central? Okay.
Oh, I'm distracting the children? Oh, okay.
Could you put that book down? My kid's a necrophiliac. I don't want him to know.
Yeah, I don't want him to know he's a necrophiliac. It runs in the family.
See, that's being too afraid to ask. That scene ends and we cut to a scene where like this guy in the most colorful green big shirt is spewing like this Irish, you should be proud of your heritage, like let me tell you about the Irish step dancing, blah blah blah. And he's touching everyone in the crowd. I like how he's touching everybody, they immediately start dancing. It's like just a curse. Like he's like, bro, this dancing sucks, Kyle.
You gotta embrace your culture.
You know, everybody's dancing and Kyle just can't, resist, and he just starts break dancing, Irish step dancing, whatever.
Kyle, what are you doing? I don't know. I can't help it.
It's like Step Up Irish edition.
Yeah, it's a step up of Step Up. One of the obvious villains comes up to Kyle, pushes him while he's dancing, and then Kyle obviously breaks the spell or something and fucking stops dancing.
Breaks the spell.
Yeah. So he wakes up and he goes downstairs and his mom, out of nowhere, Irish as fucking hell.
Did you do something to your hair, Mom?
I just thought I'd try a more natural look. Now sit yourself down and I'll put your breakfast on the table.
She basically admits that they're Irish, and he's like, what? I just went to an Irish festival. That was crazy.
Coincidence? I think not.
I've been thinking about what you said, Kyle, about your heritage. And there's something I have to tell you.
Kate, are you sure this is the right time? I mean...
No use trying to hide it, Bobby. It's about me family, Kyle.
Kate, why don't we just go out and...
We're Irish.
I love how the mom drops it like a fucking bomb. And the dad's like, oh my god, like, how can you do this?
Oh.
And it's just such a normal thing to drop. Like, he's like, Kyle, I don't want to admit this, but we're from New Jersey. And the dad, fuck! And just passes out. No, why'd you tell him? Kyle's luck pretty much turns to bad luck. So everything that he did in the movie in the beginning, the opposite's happening. Like, he's just fucking, we got his bucket of shit falling on him. He's fucking missing every shot in basketball. Can't talk to girls at all. Book bag is exploding. Just random stuff. It's like, alright, I'm going to school. Just full of gold coins. Oh!
Like, the girls were swooning with him the day before. Then this fucking festival happened. He loses his luck the day after, right?
They're over him.
So you tell me this coin affects
people's
society.
emotion. It goes so beyond into people's thoughts and process and relationships.
So you're telling me that if Kyle O'Reilly had his coin, 9/11 wouldn't happen? They had a practice and they had foul shots to make, and Russ misses because Russ in this universe is shit at basketball,
Russ
which is like
so
fine.
Bad at basketball,
which is fine
until
the end, because until the end
it
doesn't make any sense. So they make foul shots. Russ misses. Standard procedure. Apparently Russ is garbage at basketball, misses a foul shot. Yeah. Then Kyle, as if he didn't have bad luck all day, goes like, that's fine, you just gotta relax. And then he fucking shoots it and bricks hard as fuck.
Let it drop.
He
it's just so loud.
wait until he it goes back around and it's just him and Russ shooting. That's when the bricks get louder.
Yeah.
The one good thing in this movie is the bricks and physical humor.
Yeah.
All the bricks, the body checking. That shit is so funny in this movie.
They go hard in this.
They go hard.
It's
Whoever was the person who go okay, again, harder.
Yeah.
Deserves a raise. They deserve the raise. I know I just hit. Well, look, physical humor is transcending.
Physical humor. Oh my god, you got the necklace up. So basically, Kyle's the last one left in practice because he keeps fucking missing and he has to make 10. So he's the last one in practice. Bonnie comes up to him and is like, "Yo, you're really ass at basketball, and it's because you've always been so lucky your whole life and never had to fucking try for anything."
She's not wrong.
Rips it into him. He walks in just out of nowhere, "Oh, you're doing really bad at practice. Probably because you never fucking had to try hard in your life. You lucky fucking white piece of shit." You privileged fuck!
I thought I wasn't the only one, but she came off really aggressive, out the gun. She just came out and was like,
right.
"I'm gonna fuck
she's
you
right,
up."
but goddamn, dude, Kyle's really having really bad luck today. He has a game tonight.
I've known you for a long time, Kyle. You're a nice guy and all that, but you'd be a better person if everything hadn't always been so easy for you.
Look, just because you know everything does not mean you know anything about basketball.
Lucky shot.
That wasn't luck. That was practice. You know, hard work.
He goes to play basketball that night, and he's doing really bad, missing every shot. People are... Dude, I've never seen anybody in any movie be more upset at a 14-year-old in my life
Suburban white kids. Suburban white kids.
They're like, get the fuck off the goddamn court. Get off.
And the dad.
Dude,
and Russell's dad.
Yeah, Russell's dad, who's like a friend.
Yeah,
a family friend.
Get him out of the game, coach. Get him out of the game. He's shit.
Reminds me of the bit from fucking You Should Probably Leave with when they're yelling at the babies, the audience. Fuck that kid. And then they end up winning. No, so like, what was the? It's not that bad luck. Basketball, I guess, is not that important.
Well, no, basketball is a team sport. It's not a solo sport, right? If I understand, if he lost like maybe like swimming or like track and field or some bullshit, it was entirely his fault, right?
Yeah.
But this man can't even fucking stand in front of a person. He's getting like weaved out of the way.
Yeah,
There's a part where literally he gets blocked so hard to bounce the ball off of his fucking head.
Dude, I saw that. So he wakes up in the morning and his mom making like, you know, huge Irish breakfast again in the chimney. Like, burning down the goddamn house.
Yeah. There's nothing more Irish heritage than giving smoke inhalation to your fucking kids and your husband.
He heads to school, right? And his friend notices, Russell is like, yo, you're noticeably shorter. And he's like, oh, it's 'cause I'm bulking. That's literally what he says. But it was just like, okay, why are you bulking the day of the finals? So basically he goes to, after being lit up by everybody in the fucking hallways, he goes to science class. And that's basically where he finds out that the necklace that he's currently wearing is made of iron and not made of gold. So that's when he finds out that somebody switched it, and they assume that the person that switched it had to have been that old man.
As Kyle realizes in midday that he is shrinking, his ears are getting pointy, and his hair has changed color, and then he proceeds to walk home like he just got robbed of his chain, like the dude from Friday.
He finds his mom to be 1 foot tall. She's a little old leprechaun. And he's fucking going nuts because he's like, what the hell is going on? Why is my mom 1 foot tall? And his dad's like, oh, I almost had the same reaction as you when I found out, but I loved it or something like that. I was like, what is he? Is he gonna like talk about their first sexual experience?
No, I'm saying like his dad's a freak. He had to already know about this thing.
Yeah.
And you can't deny that he hasn't had a little fantasy about trying to fuck her 1 foot tall.
Well, no, they have. No doubt in my mind. That's how they had Kyle. She had the necklace on, and in the heat of the moment, he ripped it off. And then he by accident. Birth control did not work, and Kyle came out, and they're like, motherfucker, bro. This accident, bro. This bad luck. So Kyle basically explains, like, oh, must be happening because my necklace got stolen by the old man. And the mom's like, that's not an old man. That's your old pops. Like, he owns the potato chip factory. You should go visit him and confront him. It was like, he probably stole it because he fucking hates me. We later find out that they hate him because they're just a
mixed marriage.
A mixed marriage. Leprechaun and fucking non-leprechaun. I guess I would be pissed if my fucking daughter married
You're racist. There's a thing with like, you know, racist old grandpa where like, oh, they hate mixed marriages. I hate state marriages, right? Like if you say like you're from Ohio, I genuinely don't want you dating anybody in my family.
Mixed state marriages, that's so funny.
If you're a New Yorker, I do not want to see you have a long distance relationship with an Ohioan, all right?
You married in North Carolina?
Gross.
Ah!
Gross.
God! Next you're gonna tell me you married somebody from New Jersey. He's from New Jersey.
I'm not saying we hate you. I'm disappointed. So the family ends up taking a trip over to the grandpa's factory so that they confront the grandpa so that they can talk to him and see like what the fuck is going on. So they show up. The dad and Kyle both go into the chip factory and they try to confront the security guard going like, we need to speak to so-and-so. I forgot what the grandpa's name is.
Nobody knows.
Mr. O'Reilly. They need to talk to him. And then Kyle then sees a bus of people from his school coming in for a field trip over at the chip factory. So then he decides with the big brain of his, which oddly enough would be lucky, because think about how lucky it is to have that situation happen. Yeah. And he ends up actually joining them in their little field trip so that he can try to sneak into the factory. Yeah. Which works out for him for a little bit until Bonnie, who actually is with the field trip, actually sees him and then confronts him there.
You're not a young achiever.
I have to talk to Mr. O'Reilly.
Why?
Remember how I told you my coin was stolen? Well, I think he's the one that took it.
He's like a millionaire. Why would he steal your coin?
Because he's my grandfather.
Why would your grandfather steal your coin? Do you steal everything?
And then the security guard notices that he's there, and he's like, oh my god, he's like, ready to be Irish. I think he says...
No, he has the most iconic line of the entire movie.
I think we have intruders.
Could not have been said any better. That line delivery was like 10 out of 10. Like that's in the lining of like Leonardo DiCaprio like dialogue
100%.
option.
They should give out Oscars for one-liners. That's
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I actually think that they should do that. The one line that like just hits
in
so
the movie,
hard in the
any movie.
And the Oscar goes to Irish security guard number 4. And he's like there, like paused. Oh, it's like gray.
It's like a memoriam.
Yeah, when he passes away, they're like, that's what he's best known for. Crowd's like.
One person's like teary-eyed crying.
There's people dressed up as him because they love him. So the rest of the scenes is basically a Disney Channel chase around the factory where, you know, the security guards, the fat ones, are like, oh, no, and then they fall over like potato chips, and they're like, me sack. But they end up escaping through like this pipe that like it takes twists and turns, and Kyle lands in like this like big container. And then the old man, his grandpa, is there waiting for him. And then Bonnie's alongside with them, and so she goes down the pipe as well. She lands into the concrete.
Yeah, head first into the concrete. When Bonnie confronts Kyle about showing up to this field trip, even though he's not a part of this like group, she confronts him going like, why are you here? Why this? Blah, 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 asking him a million different questions, right? You know, when they get caught that they're intruding, right? She's in all of a sudden with the shits. She is just in 100% just down with whatever. And she's down for the adventure. The O'Reilly then confronts his grandson Kyle, and they begin to have a little chat about the whole Luck of the Irish and the medallion bullshit, whatever. So they go down this really long corridor. And I'm talking super
so
long. It's like the long ass hallway in Old Boy, where like instead of fighting, you're having a really long drawn out conversation about being Irish. And then as this is happening, Bonnie is like behind the two of them as they're talking. She has no dialogue options in this scene.
Yeah.
Or she has no dialogue lines. She has no lines in this scene. Yeah. The only thing she's doing is that she keeps bumping into people.
Bro, yeah, I was
She bumped into 10 people. I counted. She bumped into 10 people walking down the corridor. She did not at one point go like, oh, maybe I should just stand behind Kyle and his grandpa in single file.
When they needed her in frame. That's why,
to be, like, literally, bro.
The grandma basically says, like, listen, I didn't take the necklace. But he says it in obviously the most Irish way with subtitles. It's like, and then fucking, I didn't steal the necklace. And then it's like, I didn't steal the necklace, Kyle, shut the fuck up. So he basically tells him like, hey, relax, somebody else did it. And then they're like theorizing who might it be. They're like, oh, maybe it might be that Seamus guy who was the tap dancing dude.
Yeah,
and he tells him, he's like, that necklace holds the O'Reilly clan together. And he's like, and you're never supposed to lose it. And you fucked it up, Kyle.
You fucked it up.
He literally gets that angry. He's like, you fucked it up. The grandpa's like, we should go take down Seamus because he stole your necklace. So he goes and confronts Kyle's mom and Kyle's dad by the car, and then they get into an argument.
Don't believe a word he says, Kyle. It's he that took it to spite me.
Oh, and it'd only be giving you what you deserve, Kathleen O'Reilly, for daring to marry outside the little people. But I swear in me mother's grave, it wasn't me that...
They're like, I never fucking liked you to the dad, you know, because you're fucking from Cleveland, like, you're not Irish.
And then anti-mixed marriage sentiment from this granddad. Yeah, dude. He fits the granddad stereotype pretty well.
Yeah, Kyle jarts in, he's like, history's history. Let's forget it. Let's go take my necklace back. And they're like, fine. You're right.
They resolved that issue way too quickly.
Yeah, they didn't fully resolve because they didn't fully like shake hands, right? They had still a little tension there, but they were pretty much like, "You're right, let's go."
So the O'Reilly family, they leave the potato chip factory, but they can't leave in their SUV, so they take Granddad's lowrider drop top, which is possibly one of the fire cars.
So in this movie. You get like he's fucking racist to his like interracial.
Oh no, he's racist. Like right now, he also says some weird shit right now because Russell pops up because they're in their neighborhood. And then Russell just pops up into the car, and then out of nowhere, Granddad goes like,
I think we've got enough people in the car already.
Bro, yeah.
And I was like, bro, there's like a whole empty ass seat, and you're gonna say that shit?
That's one of his closest friends, if not the closest friend.
He didn't even come in like hostile. He didn't come in saying anything crazy. He was like, "Are you okay? Like,
yeah.
Fine. Like, you could tell me." And he's like, "I think we have too many people in the car right now." Loudie.
Just hates his friend for no reason.
Yeah, I wonder why.
They go to Seamus to take the coin back, and they see his RV, and then I believe, does he like go on top of the car?
Yeah, the dad then like leaves the drop top lowrider and pops up on the hood of the RV to look inside, and then for some reason Seamus immediately knew that he was there.
Yeah.
And popped up in like a jump scare and then basically shook him off the hood. Yeah. And then he proceeds to fucking book it. and then they're like trying to go chase him, and again the dad's running at the pace of a snail to get back into the lowrider.
He's from Cleveland, so
of course, you know what? Fuck Cleveland. I'll say that with confidence. Fuck Cleveland. And then they get into a chase scene between an RV and a lowrider. Yeah. So you would assume that the lowrider has the advantage. You know why? It's a fucking lowrider.
Yeah, and it's an RV. You know how slow RVs can go? But they end up fucking losing the RV.
Which doesn't make any sense, by the way.
Which doesn't make sense, and they end up popping their one of their tires.
Which you don't see, by the way. Yeah, you don't see them pop a tire. So they crash. It starts to downpour, and then they just have this one solo umbrella holding 4 people, and then Kyle's dad, for some reason, is left out of under the umbrella. Don't want to get into it. Fuck him anyway. Who cares? But my whole thing is that they start to bicker with one another, and it just doesn't really make any sense because in this movie, the characters feel like they switch emotion and attitude like on a switch.
Oh yeah, it's a Disney movie, so they're gonna just immediately go to the whatever emotion they need.
Oh, I mean, they're trying to fit like a whole fucking like 2.5 hour movie into an hour and like 30 minutes. So I understand the necessity to move on.
But Russo comes through with one of the best owns I've ever seen.
I mean, when the Irish came to America, things were tough, and they had to work at jobs other people wouldn't take, and they didn't get paid what they deserved.
Well, at least they got paid.
Bro. Immediately, boom! It's like they weren't slaves though. That fucking hit it. Yeah, fucking hit it.
That is what I'm talking about.
That whole speech was somehow so inspirational to everybody.
Yeah, it was inspirational.
And then the rain stops, I guess. Okay, sure, the rain stops. Irish luck, whatever. They can stop.
But they don't have their luck.
Yeah, they couldn't stop the famine, but yet, no, the rain. I guess they could stop a drought.
What happened with that? You're supposed to be lucky about. How'd you have a famine?
If I get in trouble for leaving the field trip, my dad will give me his "you're not gonna get it to med school" speech.
Well, thanks for helping out, Bonnie. I mean, you know, you being here kind of makes me think maybe I haven't lost all my luck.
Do you really mean that? Or is it just blarney? Hey, what up, Mr. Johnson?
What?
So we already know Granddad's at this point in the second mixed marriage. So it doesn't matter whether or not it's white, it's Irish, and just the Cleveland there. Mixed marriage.
Anybody.
No, it's any mixed marriage, apparently.
Oh my god, that's funny. Basically, Seamus's crew was like, bro, we're fucking mad hungry. They stop at a restaurant.
Yeah.
And they start eating.
They just finished this chase scene.
They're like, yeah.
And they go like 4 blocks away. Like they don't drive like
down.
They don't drive like miles away. No, they drive 4 blocks to a fucking diner, and then they start just eating and like chanting like loud as fuck in the diner.
Kyle and I believe the grandpa and the dad, they see and they're like, now we can sneak into the RV and grab it. And so the grandpa and Kyle both sneak into the RV. They find the chest that Seamus was holding all the gold coins that he was collecting, including Kyle's. Kyle's like, I see mine. Got it. I can put this one back. And the grandpa's like, don't you want to steal it? And he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like, just gets super greedy out of nowhere. Like, again, where I'm talking about...
Well, he's a CEO, so...
Oh, of course. Worker's wage. Let's just talk about that now real quick. No, but it's just like, there's so many points in this movie where somebody's character, like, driven goal, or, like, somebody's, like, personality kind of just falls out of character moments, and you're just like...
Well, it falls out of their normal character into the plot to move forward. You know what I mean? That's what it kind of does.
Which, again, for lack of time, you gotta move on. Which I get. But, you can't just, like, dismiss that your character just said something super outlandish than what they were supposed to say.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I was getting fucking bored.
It was getting bored until they're like debating on to take the thing or not. And Kyle says like, you know, we didn't come to America so that we could steal. We came to work and we came to get ahead. And it's like, all right.
Super American
propaganda coming through. But Grandpa's like proud of him for referring to himself as an Irish lad. And then he's like, you're right. All of a sudden, my morals changed, and at fucking 70,000 years old.
Yeah, I mean, only some of his morals changed.
Yeah, only some.
Yeah. Mixed marriages?
Yeah, mixed marriages though. He's gonna keep that one.
He's gonna keep that.
I'm
gonna keep that in my back pocket. They find the coin. Kyle puts it back on his necklace, and then everything starts to revert back. Kyle's ears go back down to normal. He gets taller. His hair goes back to black, and then his grandpa's beard begins to shrink, and I think his mom starts to begin to changed form from her leprechaun state to her normal person.
It wasn't a big deal that she was a leprechaun, though. Well, had no impact. It was just
really? It was just a thing that happened.
Yeah.
And also, she's the only one that turned small.
Would have been way better if Kyle turned into a leprechaun.
Yeah.
I actually don't know what's worse though, going from like 5'11" to 1 foot tall, or going from 5'11" to 5'8". That honestly hurts you more.
I think that's more like a pride thing, the 5'11"
Exactly.
and 5'8", because you're like, fuck, I was so close to 6, now I'm not even anywhere near it.
Out of nowhere, I'm just gonna let it play.
Yep, the grandpa is dead.
A fucking coin tornado starts spewing out of the chest. They're like, what the shit is going on? Seamus's spirit comes out, grabs Mr. O'Reilly from his beard, brings him through the chest. At this point, I was like, does Kyle have to jump into the chest? What is going on?
Yeah, I was assuming that too. I was assuming like, oh, he has to go into like whatever realm.
It's gotta be some mythical,
some mythical like Ireland type deal. He's gonna jump in and then he's gonna have to save his grandpa.
But
right?
no, they open the RV and he's just there.
And Seamus is there with the grandpa. It literally just moved him from inside the RV to out and just in Seamus's hands. That was all that happened.
That's literally the whole point. It came from left field. I didn't even know Irish people had this power. What the shit?
Yo, but this is what I'm talking about. That they just chalk up shit to happen because they're just like, it's just leprechaun shit. You know what I mean?
Since Seamus is a gambling man, he tells him, you know what? If I can beat you at sports in general, I can get my grandpa back. If I lose, you can get the gold coin back. And Seamus is like, I always love a fucking gamble. Sure. And then out of nowhere, they spawn middle of Ireland.
Shut up, clock in and load up.
Yeah.
Everyone's wearing like Irish gear, kilts. They're playing the most random traditional sports I've ever heard of.
It's the Irish heritage sports.
Yeah, Irish heritage, like throwing rock, throwing wood like rock items.
Fake soccer.
Throwing wood further.
Yeah.
That was one of them.
Rock, go far.
Throwing rock over object, further length.
Step dance.
Yeah, and then it's step dance.
There's another section I want to talk about, and it's the javelin section. Seamus throws it. He gets a little bit close to the X, but not currently on the X, right? Yeah. But then Kyle hits him with the absolute banger of a line.
It's a king we had in Ireland, and it's a king I'll be. King of the leprechauns.
Yeah, well, in America, we don't believe in kings. We believe in baseball.
That's American education.
That's
right there, dude. That's the hierarchy, actually. It goes citizens, president, baseball.
Everybody knows that Babe Ruth had like more power than the president.
Derek Jeter, I think, overrided a couple of executive orders.
Yeah, like Obama, like when Obama was like doing some stuff.
Exactly. Babe, oh my God, Derek Jeter's gonna fuck
us up. He's here. He's here. The final competition in the 8 sport competition is step dancing. It's Irish step dancing.
Yeah.
So Seamus hits him with that clean step dance. Then Kyle decides to just do his own dancing. And he won. He didn't do Irish step dancing. So he won a competition that is about Irish step dancing
without doing Irish
without doing Irish step dancing.
They were like, wow, that was so different. You win.
And they gave him the point.
Yeah.
And then after they tied, Seamus, being the bloke that he is, tricked Kyle because he said that he didn't have to win. He just didn't have to lose.
Exactly, yeah. And he's like, you know what? I don't even need the necklace. I don't even need luck on my side. I can still win. Let's go one-on-one. Or not one-on-one, but let's just play basketball. And he's like, what do I get in return? And he's like,
if I lose, I'll be your slave.
Oh no, don't do it, Kyle boy.
Why the fuck are we talking about slave labor in a Disney Channel original movie?
That's one of the last things I think you would give up in a bet, right?
Yeah, I was assuming that like he was gonna bet like the coin again.
Yeah.
And then, but like also like, okay, you can take my grandpa,
or you take the O'Reilly luck, or something like that,
something,
right?
Yes.
Just it was like the last resort. He lost the necklace, and then the next minute he was like, "I'm gonna become your slave." Yeah,
I bet my
bro. Like they transport out of Ireland, come back to the basketball court. It's the finals tonight, right? Kyle's there. Everybody's cheering him on. They're like, the grandpa's fucking on the rim of the basketball, still chained up.
It's the final quarter, so. And they're not that far. It was like, I think like a 6 or 4 point lead. Not doing bad without them. They're just kind of just behind, but not too bad. So they go and they head back into the huddle. And I'm telling you, that coach is one pill pop away from literally socking a teenager and taking the basketball for himself.
Bro, he was so pissed.
And red.
Just red as an Irish tomato.
He was literally...
He's like,
Kyle,
where the fuck were you guys? I literally am losing by 4 points.
Like, he's coming at them.
Yeah.
And then again, might I add, Russ is not a starter.
Yeah,
Russell's not a starter in this team.
He's not good. He's not good at all.
He literally has never started on this team. He literally was on the bench in the last 2 games. But for some reason, they're going to put him in for the last fucking quarter.
Yeah.
In crunch time.
Oh, they're in the middle of the game, and Russell is by the backboard. And the grandpa is like, hey, listen, I snuck one of the gold coins. Here you go. Here's some good luck. And Russell's like, oh, fuck. And then Russell wears it and starts being mad good at basketball.
It's so weird, right? Because he gives him, like, his confidence.
He just needed to believe in himself. When the grandpa explains to him, like, oh, yeah, no, you don't have to, it's like a fake coin. And you're right, it's about like believing in yourself and having the self-confidence to do it. And you don't need the luck on your side. You did the whole speech about him not holding the necklace because you guys will turn into literal leprechauns if he doesn't. I'm pretty sure he needs the coin, man.
Kyle then learns that it's all confidence and he could do it himself. He starts to perform like he did when he had the coin. He starts to fucking lay it up. He starts to dribble. He starts to pass. He starts to do all that stuff.
They just have one more shot and they can win because it's tied up right now. And just like you mentioned, a horror movie-esque, he's crouched down on all fours.
Arching his back.
Good arch. And he's fucking turns into a literal leprechaun demon.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's like, out of nowhere he turns into the leprechaun.
This is again, there's too much fucking chalking it up to just being like, oh, this is just leprechaun shit. This is just what they can do.
Seamus is trying to block him. And Kyle decides, you know what, I gotta pass it to Russell. He has the gold coin, I guess. He believes in himself more than I do.
It's just smart basketball now, right?
Yeah,
if you watch basketball like I do, not him, because he fucking sucks. But
I've
if you
watched
have
the
that
Last
basketball,
Dance.
if you have basketball IQ, right, and you're getting D'd, right, if somebody's right behind you and they're playing defense on you, but you have an open man that just makes a cut, you pass it to the man, he's open for a layup, and that's it. That's how you do it.
And Russell
that's what
makes
Kyle
it.
did to Russell, and Russell makes it.
Russell makes it, and they're expecting the crowd to go crazy. Crowd disappears. It's just them, his mom and dad,
and
Mr.
Bonnie.
fucking Bonnie and the grandpa,
and
fucking Seamus and his team.
Kyle goes up to Seamus and then essentially tells him, he goes like, you lost, give me my coin back.
Yeah.
And he obviously has to give him the coin back, but he goes like, I'm just going to take over all of Leprechaun Land, whatever, because I'm going to be
because he gets sent back. That was also part of the deal.
Part of the deal was for him to send him back to the islands of Air, Erie.
Yeah.
The lakes of Erie. Seamus, unbeknownst to him, doesn't know that America has a Lake Erie, and since Lake Erie is right next to Cleveland, that's where he was sent, not to Ireland.
Yeah,
he
which
was
I
sent,
think was the part of the joke, I think.
Which 100% is a part of the joke. I don't know what's a more punishable or crucial thing to do to somebody, to send them back to Ireland or send them back to Cleveland. That's like...
Bro, I don't know which is worse.
To the lakes of Cleveland. I'd rather you just shoot me on the spot, to be honest. And this is not to drag on Cleveland, but it is. It is.
Seamus becomes super small at this point, and then he gets evaporated back to Cleveland. So the stadium fills back up, and they're all cheering. They're all having a good time.
Kyle and him both are, up on people's shoulders, and then they high five, and then it transitions over to Kyle doing step dancing in front of everybody in Heritage Day.
On Heritage Day, and he's like doing a little voiceover saying like everybody has like a heritage. I was just thinking as he was doing the step dancing, imagine he was just dripping sweat and like slipping out his sweat on Heritage Day. No.
So after Kyle makes this whole little spiel, they then sing "My Land Is Your Land."
Yeah.
And I just want to say, could not have been a more cringier ending in the life.
My land is your land, and like saying this is all our land together. Not if you're a fucking leprechaun. They still don't want to become leprechauns. It's not like Kyle learned to deal with the family being leprechauns, right? That curse. And actually turning the curse into something to be proud of. No, he was like, fuck that curse. I just want to be proud to be Irish. I don't want to be a fucking leprechaun. That's literally...
You can literally make a huge jump in this movie, right? If you just make one good cut, right? So what you do is you cut the part to where the mom says you're Irish, and then cut the festival part, and then just transition to this part. That's the whole movie. Because other than that, I don't assume Kyle would have went to that festival and then got his fucking coin stolen. You know why? Because he would have already known he was Irish. It just ends on a freeze frame of Bonnie and Kyle, and that is the end of the movie.
So Kyle learned this lesson, guys. You guys can make it in basketball as long as you believe in yourself, try really hard, and have fucking a gold coin that has mythical powers that you can make shots like Dennis Rodman grabbing the corner and going right into the bucket.
This is so
Everyone has it fair here. Welcome.
This land is
my
your
land.
Or your, my land is your land. This land is my land. In California.
Not yours. Mine. It's my land. Fuck the leprechauns.
Yo.